Have you ever been in a situation where you feel like you should be doing something, but you keep putting it off, and you might get a little done, a little bit at a time, but again, you're kind of just stalling, and you should be doing this thing, but you're not. You may be in a situation right now, and I wanted to talk about this today because I honestly believe that no matter what level of, status you get at in life, this feeling is always going to creep in, and I guess I'll talk about my own experience with it, and hopefully it helps you out. So first of all, I guess the term I'd be using right now is analysis paralysis. The thing where you keep analyzing, you're over-analyzing every little decision, and it causes you to just not do anything because you're afraid of it not turning out well. And that is probably the worst possible. It is worse than failing. It's all based on the fact that you want everything to go perfectly. Everything has to go perfect to plan, and that is just not how things work. 90% of the time, 95, I'd even say 99% of the time, things are not going to work out the way you plan it to. That is just the reality of how things work. Because if life were really that easy, everyone would be successful. This is the reality, and this is why people quit so damn quick. This is the reason, and it's because of this. You just think way too much. You're overthinking. Get it done. So in my situation, recently I have another channel I run, and I have seen some pretty good success, a little bit. I'm not to the level that I want to ultimately, because I have very high aspirations, very big dreams, and when big dreams come, again, you gotta hold yourself accountable. You can't slack off at any point. Not with my state of mind anyway. I know everyone works different, and everyone has a different mental framework for different types of outcomes that they want. But if you really want big results, you're gonna have to put in a lot of work, and a lot of the times it is going to suck, and you're not gonna feel like doing it. So that has been me recently. Not even in the sense that I don't feel like doing it, because that is real as well, and I still go through that, and I still have to fight that. I think everyone has to fight that no matter what. You just have to sort of make it your default setting where you're just getting it done. Just do it. It just gets back to the point. Just do it. Stop thinking. Stop thinking about it. Stop overthinking. You know what to do. Just do it. Because a lot of the times, and I know I'm going to get back to my situation in a second, but I just want to say right now because it's on my mind. A lot of the times, we're overthinking about what we have to do, but I would argue most of the time, if not every time that this has happened to me, I start doing it. I start, writing, I start editing, whatever. And it's sort of just, you kind of get in a flow state. You just keep going and going and going. You feel really good. And I personally, when I get in that state of mind, I really can't stop. I have to keep working because I don't really care whether it's 8 hours straight. But this point I'm making just to stop overthinking and just getting things done sort of transitions to the point I'm making about my own experience. And so recently, I really do want to speed up the results at the moment. And I know, again, it's not going to go according to plan. And I always tell myself this. And I always remind myself, okay, you're going to have to fail a lot more than you win. And in order to win, you're going to have to sacrifice a lot. And you're going to have to realize you're going to lose a lot of the times. And that's all failing really is. Failing, you could reword it, whatever. I don't think it's a healthy thing to just write it off and say, I don't fail, because then you're lying to yourself. Just be honest with yourself. You are failing. You're failing. But guess what? So is everybody else. So is everybody else. And everyone you see who's on the top of this peak, you're going to have to get there. And this is the situation I was going through recently where, I would think about, okay, I don't know if this is going to do well. I don't know if this video is going to do well. I don't know if people are going to like this. I don't know if it's going to go viral. I don't know. Because I do want big results. But the more I fail, I have to remind myself, and I'm reminding myself right now, which this helps me as well. But the more I fail, the more I learn. The more I fail, the closer I get to success. The closer I get to the goal. And this is the way it works on how to make your dream a reality. It's repetition. You got to keep doing it over and over and over again. And one day, you're going to keep failing, but one day you chip it, one day at a time, you're going to make your dream a reality. And this is the way. I have listened to plenty of, influencers or successful people, whatever you want to call them, and not just necessarily YouTubers, just whoever, just guys like David Goggins or, people like this. They all say the same thing. It's not a coincidence. They're not making this up. They were at this point too. You think you're alone. You're really not. There are millions of other people who feel the same way as you. They have these big goals, but unfortunately, a lot of them, their goals stop, or they stop themselves because they are afraid to fail and they can't do it because they overthink it. They can't get started. That is what gets you in. You just have to start. Forget about trying to make things look perfect, like making your first YouTube video. It's not gonna, most likely it is not going to be good. It's not going to get, much traction at all. 99% chance. There are probably outliers, but most likely your first video, same thing goes for an athlete. Your first time you dribble or you play a sport, you're not going to be great at it right away. No matter what, learning an instrument, you could turn out to be the best, guitar player ever, but you have to start somewhere. So just do it. Get it done. Stop overthinking, and it's going to be fine. You're going to make your dream a reality if you keep chipping away at this, but you can't let up. You cannot let up, because the second you let up, you are letting those thoughts creep in, and that could really cripple. I've seen it. These thoughts can really cripple you. They really can, and I'm just saying, I know me and I know myself, and I'm actually my biggest critic. And if I can say one thing about me, I would say that I've learned that just overthinking is the dumbest thing, and I am a natural overthinker. I like to think, but also it can be a drawback. There's pros and cons to it. But the main point is just to stop overthinking and use thinking to an advantage, but in situations where you just you don't really know what to do. You don't really know what to do. You have these big dreams. You want to accomplish this, whether maybe it's YouTube like me. You gotta just do it. Just stop thinking. I guarantee you're gonna feel way better. You're gonna feel like you're progressing. It's gonna be an amazing feeling, because the feeling of regret of not doing is way worse than the feeling of doing it and going through the pain of all that hard work. I'm telling you, it is so much better if you just do it, get it done, to make your dream a reality, and it will become a reality over time, but it's not gonna happen overnight. You have to give it time. But yeah, I guess that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Tis been Juan.